making a cut like this, and then looking from your feet up to the top of your head. So the right side of the screen is the left side of your head and vice versa. Okay?
Okay.
So, right side, this is your right middle bone. So, if we're looking at your ear on the right side and looking directly into the center of your head, this is where your hearing apparatus generally is above this a little bit. And then if we were to go this way, we would be at the middle of your head, okay? So this is just looking at the side, looking at that ear bone.
Okay.
And what we see is there's a little bit of irregularity within the bone itself.
Is that bone the temporal bone?
Yes, it is. And that's right where we have a normal opening where some of the nerves that go to control your voice, your vocal cords, your tongue movement, and one of the big veins that drains that side of the head all run. So it looks like that area is expanded, and it looks like there's something that has not just expanded it, maybe has occupied it, okay? And then on your MRI, again, same thing, this kind of cut, looking from your legs to the top of your head. This is the right side, this is the left side. I'm going to blow this up, okay? This is your nasal cavity, your ears, your cerebellum, and then there's this lesion here that we see. And it has what we call a dumbbell shape, if you will, meaning there's two ends to it and a central part that's a little bit thinner. And that is classic or characteristic of a schwannoma, meaning a tumor that comes from a nerve, from the surrounding around the nerve, and as it travels from inside the brain to outside the brain, it travels through a bony opening, and that's what gives it that middle, smaller part. So
Right.
it expands on one side and the other. Now,
Do you think that started on the exterior or interior?
usually right at the junction is where it starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Now,
it kind of grew in both directions then?
Yeah,
I see,
exactly.
okay.
Now, that's what we think it is based on its appearance and what it's done to the bone, but of course no one knows until we actually get the pathologic specimen. Now, that is probably causing this symptoms because it's affecting the bone where the hearing apparatus and the balance system sits. So the trouble you're having with the walking and falling a little bit or maybe misjudging the right side, probably related to this.
Where are the nerves in that picture?
So the nerves are obscured by the tumor itself, but they're running in this direction. There are other nerves, so just above it, so the tumor is still continuing, and this is where your, what we call the 7th and 8th nerve run, the nerve that controls your facial movement and your hearing, are running just above it. And
This
so
is a higher cut?
it's a higher cut.
Okay.
Okay, so some of the symptoms you're having may be from the bone itself, but also from some irritation of the nerves as they're leaving the brainstem and going into that bone. Okay, but the tumor itself looks like it comes from a little bit below that. Alrighty, so that's what we're talking about. I think you're having symptoms from it, and it's a good sized lesion, so I think it's time.
Surgery, yeah.
I think so. Let me bring Dr. Al-Mefty in. He'll want to talk to you and meet you as well, and I'm sure you have a lot of questions that we can kind of go through together.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.